time in YouTube, and welcome back to another deck analysis episode. Today we are looking over Zygarde-EX, the secondary mascot or primary, depending on who you are, of Fates Collide. We did look over Mega Alakazam in EXtra Special, and considering that series is no longer, I thought it fitting to get the second or primary, depending on who you are, mascot of Fates Collide into our new series, and I thought this would be one of the nicer decks to kind of try it right now. So Zygarde-EX is a basic 190 HP fighting type Pokemon, so a lot of ways to support this guy. He has 3 attacks, first one being Lance Pulse, 1 fighting energy, 20 damage, and if there's a stadium in play, you're going to do 20 more damage. Slap a strong energy on that, and you're looking at 60 damage. Now there are other things you can do too. If you've got a fighting stadium in play and you're fighting an EX deck, there's 20 more damage. You slap a muscle band onto this thing, there's 20 more damage. There's what, 100 damage, and you've slapped an energy on this thing. Now with that being said, this particular deck, we are only running the strong energy out of all that. We also have Cell Storm, 1 fighting, 1 colorless, it does 60 and heals 30 from the Pokemon, which is beneficial. You never know when you're going to be needing some of that just a little bit of HP to get out of knockout range, and sometimes that is really crucial. His main attack is Lance Wrath, 2 fighting energy and 1 colorless for 100 damage, but that is not all. Now, like I said, we're not running Muscle Band. For this particular deck, we are going to be running the Power Memory, so Zygarde will get an additional attack if this is attached to him, which is All Cells Burn. 2 fighting, 1 colorless, 200 damage. That's insane. And again, stack that up with the strong energies, and that's a lot of damage. Now, the only downside to this is we have to discard 3 energy. Well, we need a way to get them back, and what better way to do that than Carbink Break? Carbink Break, for those of you who don't know, I'll take a quick look at the first form of this, because he's pretty important too. This thing loves the X's, and by that I mean it's only got 90 HP, but that Safeguard ability literally stops an EX in its tracks. If you are facing an EX heavy deck, Carbink Break will stall it. It will do whatever it takes to get yourself set up and let you kind of do what you need to do. But that's not all. If you break evolve it, you can go Diamond Gift for 1 fighting energy, you can do 20 damage. And again, if you really need to, you can put a strong energy on this. You don't really need to, it's not meant to do that. But you can attach 2 energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, or to one of your fighting Pokemon after the attack. So, I get 20 damage off and I get 2 energy. It does not have to be basic. So, if for whatever reason I've lost a Zygarde, and it held 2 strong energy already on it, I can get those 2 strong energy and attach it to my new Zygarde. Pretty amazing if you ask me. And again, with the Safeguard ability, because Carbink Break is taking off of the previous form, it still gets that ability. So this thing is a beast. The other fighting type Pokemon we are running is Regirock-EX. For that Regi power, the attack of your fighting Pokemon, excluding Regirock-EX, do 10 more damage. I apologize, guys. This had happened. Okay. It also has Bedrock Press, which we really should not be using. Regirock should never hit the active position. But if it does, for 3 fighting energy, it does 100 damage. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 20. So, it's alright, but it's no Zygarde. With that being said, the only other Pokemon left to discuss is Shaman, and what's really to discuss? Shaman is here for setup. Let's just draw our hand back up to 6, and then it's done. Anyway, moving on. We are running 2 Battle Compressor. If for whatever reason, we start with a Carbink Break and no energy, we can Battle Compress a couple of those energy away, and then set them up onto a bench Zygarde. Or, as per usual, I can get those good old trainers that I need, throw them into the discard pile, and they're ready for a VS Seeker whenever I need them. Next up, we are running 4 Max Elixirs. Benchmon are going to be kind of crucial. I want to try and run 2 Zygarde at all times, and being able to get to those is pretty... Getting those energies is really, really important. Especially because their attacks do cost so much at 3 energy, and you can't just slap a double colorless energy because of that second fighting. So you want to use... any way you can get the energy back, or from the deck. Moving on, and give me a second. There we go. I think it's gone. It's a little late at night. Sorry, guys. Anyway, Super Rod. Shuffle 3 of any combination of Pokemon basic energy from your discard pile back into your deck. If we lose our Zygardes or our Carbinks or Regis for some reason, we can get them back. And, you know, casualties happen. This is a card game. Our opponent is trying to beat us up, and we're trying to beat them up, so the likelihood is someone's got to go down. And if it just so happens to be us, this is our way of getting them back. Trainer's Mail. This just kind of makes it a little easier to go through our deck a little faster. If I get this card, it lets me get the luxury of possibly getting one of a choice instead of having just this card. So it's a nice way to get through the deck a little quicker. We have 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VS Seeker. These are standard cards now in every deck I run, so you've seen them all before. We are running 4 Karina. Karina is the supporter for fighting types. Search your deck for a fighting type Pokemon and an item card. Reveal them and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Beautiful. This lets us get our breaks, our Regirocks, anything we really need to go to set ourselves up, get the game moving, and if I even need a Shaman, I can get a fighting Pokemon, an Ultra Ball, ditch 2 cards out of my remaining hand, and get Shaman as well. So she can get anything I want. She's amazing. We have Lysander, again, staple in every deck. Just discard it away with the Battle Compressor, and when you need it, call upon the VS Seeker, and he shall arrive. And if not, he'll be in your hand, ready to take that Pokemon from that bench and bring it up to the active position to hopefully get you guys some, you know, needed victory. We have 4 End, because this is a much more reliable card to use as our draw support. I have Sycamore in here as well, as we'll get to him in a second, but we don't really want to lose all of our cards, especially some of our Pokemon, because I only have one Super Rod. I should not record at night. Should not record at night. No! Nope. Okay. We only have one Super Rod, so N is desperate because it'll give us the ability to draw more cards than necessary. Wow, no, that is not what I mean. We always want more cards. It'll pretty much let us shuffle instead of losing our cards. It's great. Moving on, because I've rambled too much about N. Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7 if we're in that big of a pinch, or N is just only going to get us 1 card because we're right at the end of the game. Sycamore is the better option. As well as one thing to mention for N, if you are currently in the back of the pack and you need to disrupt your opponent's hand a little bit, he can do that. So that is great. We are running 1 Skylet. Now you guys might say this is a little silly because I am running Karina, but Skylet can go for any trainer card, whether it be a supporter or a stadium. So you gotta keep that in mind. It's not just item cards, and that sometimes can be a crucial thing. Because Scorched Earth is a thing. I do like having the stadium out. It does help Zygarde if you're first starting out with that first attack, getting that extra 20 damage out. Scorched Earth also helps us with draw support as well. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a fire or fighting, so we'll be discarding fighting from his or her hand. You can only do it. I don't know why I was saying that. If that player does so, he or she draws 2 cards. So, again, draw support, beautiful. I only have 2. You can run 3 if you really want to, and maybe ditch another card somewhere else, maybe a Battle Compressor, maybe you think you only need 1, but that's up to you guys. If you guys are going to make a copy of this deck, I do suggest it, because it's a lot of fun to try and replicate and see what you guys come up with, maybe some of the alterations. Anyway, I have Floatstones in here. A lot of Pokemon like to get up into the active position that aren't supposed to be there, aka Regirock and Shaman. They don't want to be in the active position. In fact, they do not even want to see that position. So getting them out of there with the Floatstone is very handy. And again, I can get them with Karina or Skyla, whichever really comes up first. Lastly, we have the 4 strong energy, which obviously is very crucial in a fighting deck as it does give us that 20 power boost per drop. And then we have 6 fighting energy to round out the finale of this deck. So guys, let me know what you guys think of this. I do apologize for the couple of yawns. Like I said, it's a little late for me, but I think this deck will be a lot of fun. I think it'll put a lot of pressure on my opponents, especially after Snorlax last week. People may not be expecting me to run an EX deck. And again, guys, when I record this stuff, it is like, so as of right now, 4th wall breaking. I'm recording this, Snorlax has not even hit the table yet, and you guys have already seen Snorlax. So, my battles will go up Tuesday, or like I'll do all my battles for Zygarde Tuesday. And again, everything for Zygarde will be done before you guys have even seen Snorlax. So, keep that in mind when I do my deck building. And as for that, I'm rambling because, again, late and I don't know when to stop talking. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode where we take Zygarde and go for a couple battles. I'm hoping to get a certain person, and if he obliges, this is going to be an even better set. But make sure to keep out for that, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. But until then, time out.